I hit it fast. Unbelievable.
Let's say that your better half loved to slow dance and, ballroom dance a little bit, and you were not very good at it. So she said, I got a gal named Susie that teaches ballroom dancing to uncoordinated husbands. And you said, sounds like fun. So you go and you realize, wait a minute, I didn't do anything right. I was just doing the buckle shiner like when I was back in 13-year-old king cake parties. No, you have to learn to put your hand in a certain place and put your arm in a certain place. You need to learn to walk in a certain way. And it's all of a sudden something that you did for fun since you were a young boy. Now all of a sudden you have to think about. And your wife can't wait to practice when you get home and you try it and you're stepping on her feet and you're stepping on your feet. And she says, it's okay, honey, you're gonna be okay. And you sit on the couch and you go, do I really wanna go through all of this? Maybe I'll just try harder the next time we go dancing. Guess what you're gonna get out of that? The exact same results, except you're gonna try harder. So no matter how good a player you are, you're never gonna be a better player unless you make changes in equipment, changes in your diet, changes in your workout programs, changes in your strategy, but in the business I've been in 44 years, changes in your technique. We've got a gentleman today that used to be a golf pro that's still a 2 handicapper and plays more golf than Nicholas did in his prime. And I've seen his swing because he sent it to me before today's lesson. And I know we got a lot of work to do. So you can just swing your swing, or you can try to take a shot at being the best player you can be. And every person who plays golf can be better than they are now. Let's go see. Mr. Jay Banks.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah.
So tell me this. You used to be a golf pro, right? How long?
24 years ago.
That's when you started?
Yeah.
How long were you in the golf business?
15, 16 years.
Why'd you get out?
Had a great opportunity to go work for the Pearls family.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what people don't really get about the golf business is they think you get to play a lot of golf.
No.
Depends on the job, right?
No, I was in the shop a lot.
Guarding,
and lessons, lessons. Yeah.
Guarding Titleist.
Yeah.
Guarding Titleist.
That's right.
That's a big Don line.
Nice.
Little Palmer Proctor who's
Trying
guarding
to get all
Titleist.
the PUDs,
Yes, you get some good deals.
Yeah.
If you had the right club. Now, if you had a club, this is another not talked about thing. If you're at a really nice place that the manufacturer reps want to play because it's pure.
Right.
Amazing what the third assistant gets.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I worked at a few nice facilities over the years.
Yeah, you get the good Scotty Camerons.
That's right. That's right.
So 2 handicap, right?
2.5 currently. Yeah.
Like you said, good timing. When you play good, you play good.
I'd say I have good hands. My technique needs to get a little better. Yeah.
So what club
a
you
little
got
more
there?
on plane, a little 8-iron.
8-iron. All right, let's see a couple. The bad shot is more the overdraw, or it doesn't come back.
The bad shot's kind of like maybe a little block.
Yeah.
Kind of like that one.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
When I'm really feeling good, the miss, it'll still be around the green. It'll be like a little block. My normal draw, it starts maybe 5 yards.
What about like with a driver? Does it draw the same amount or not really? Or
yeah, it's usually a little draw.
So
I'm really handsy.
So when people got line drawing programs, they can see whether the club is 2D on plane. If you take the club back like JP and you whip it around, you'd go right, you'd bang right into this thing. People said, oh, the best players have the club right there. And because of that, when they're like right here, the club head's outside their hands until the club gets the parallel. But if you keep saying stuff over and over and over to enough people, people will mishear it. Club head outside your hands in the takeaway. And this is now a absolute worldwide epidemic. The club head is actually outside your hands at first parallel. I can just see all the people watching this episode going, oh yeah, Manzella, I'm gonna show you 25 tour players who do it. And I'll go back and show you 25 tour players from 25 years ago that weren't wearing pants that were small on the bottom, right? They were wearing pleated pants and they were baggier. So it's in style right now. But here's the problem with that in general. You have to rotate your arm somewhere in the backswing. So if you, and you would think you want the club over behind you at the top of the backswing. I know Matt Wolf, right? I know he's got the club over there.
Yeah.
If you do this like you do it, 99% of the time, because 1% of the time you're going to just keep going, it's going to go that way, you're going to flop this to get it behind you, and it's going to lay off, even though there was none of the intention of your backswing to make that takeaway and lay it off in general. And that is not your intention, but it's pretty laid off. And the club face is on the opposite side of the shaft.
And as I've gotten older, it's getting more flat. Yeah.
Right. So the other thing you start doing when you lay it off is you try to find ways to be able to play from there, and you super duper reverse your hips late in the backswing to try to, well, it's never going to point at the target, but if I start adding all the hips, the best way to do this, folks watching, is if you really want to draw the line correctly, go to impact or close to it, and then draw the line. And then that's Jay's impact plane, which is going to always be a little bit higher than the address plane. So there's that little move. And now you have to somehow find the plane and steepen the club head relative to that. So even though it does a little, it gets below plane.
So when my hands are good,
because right now you're going to swing.
I'll shoot some numbers.
If you just look at that on that side. So remember this, we're going to put a little dot here. And then go through, and we're going to get over here, we're going to put a little dot. What people need to understand about below the plane here, below the 2D plane, and above the 2D plane there, from what angle? From my camera's down the line angle. In a room where everything is zero. Good swings are probably 3 or 4 swing direction to the right. So to really see what that really means right there is if you had the camera way over here and you had this same swing, it would be on the red line on both sides. So just a way below on one side, above on the other side. It's just, if you went to adult art class and they taught you to draw the perspective stuff, the sheet of paper that's the plane, the 2D plane would be out there, in this case, 5.5 degrees to the right. This is the first thing, like inside, the first thing I saw was the grip. Because you didn't have like a close-up of the grip. Right. And I went, wow, that grip's a lot weaker than I thought it was. Look at this.
Look how.
This really right side bent, head really tilted over.
Because of the side bit?
Yeah. But the ball drew 22 feet anyway. So this is how you put together a golf swing in your head, folks, if you're trying to figure out what you're looking at. So you got weak grip, kind of weak left hand, really weak right hand. Ball should go to the right. Outside the hands to flop, laid off, ball should go further to the right. Below plane to above plane. 3, further to the right.
Good hands, right?
Right, and wait, one more. And super right side bent with your head on the pillow, 4 rights. The ball drew 22 feet, right? Because, as you said, you have good hands. Yeah. So to me, I think we fixed the backswing. It changes your whole trajectory of the rest of your career.
Yeah.
But I'll take 3% of your winnings now.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we got.
So a little stronger left?
So what I want you to do is I need the club to get deeper here. So you can cheat.
So swing here?
Yeah, you can. I don't give a damn from here to there. Right now, could give a flying know what to get to that spot.
So that feels really, really sucking it inside. It feels really flat.
You watch it. I'll just tap this one out there and make sure I do the takeaway pretty. So here's how you do this, folks, out there in TV land, on YouTube and other channels. Draw a box from about where your weight is on your feet, right? It's not quite in the middle of your feet. It's going to be a little bit more toward the balls, to the ball. So what we got is, we've got a little center line. It's basically a balance point, right? Then you got a distance on this side, right? And a distance on that side. What we would like in a perfect little draw swing, club on the hands, and we'd like to see the club get to this line on the backswing. So we're going to leave the box there.
So to me, it looks like you're coming in and you're...
Yeah, I didn't
That's
turn
what I need more
I
of.
didn't turn but you don't have the end.
I don't have the end yet, yeah.
So the concept is this. Pretty simple. We want the club head furthest in, this is in, right? That's out, right? The furthest in point to be on that line, or at least it's the furthest in it gets happens before the club
Okay.
high points.
All right. I got you.
So watch this. If I wanted to do this, I want low point and high point.
I think you nailed it. That's what I'm.
see,
That's
this
what
is-
I'm doing. I
this
feel
is
like
it.
I'm doing this,
Yeah.
and then I'm going.
Yeah. We want
and
the
trying to hit a
in,
draw.
we want
Right.
the end point to happen.
Right.
Then the high
Yes.
point to happen as the club comes back toward you.
So it's the opposite of what I've been trying to. I've been doing this and trying to get up here.
Yes.
But I've been doing this and getting stuck.
And
Right.
the great part about this for everybody watching this episode is this is a good player issue worldwide.
Okay.
Because somehow people got convinced that's not weird, really weird takeaway.
Yeah. I know a
In-
buddy that scratched.
in-
He was like, get it here and
19
then loop it. I'm like, I can't do
To
that.
tell your buddy that
Right.
on masters.com, they have all the
I know.
final rounds.
I can't do it.
Go back and look at 65, 75, and 86.
Right.
That's 3 great tournaments. If
The
you
old
see
man
anybody taking a club there, their name's going to be Miller Barber or Orville Moody. And like all the regular looking swings, the Gene Littler, Tom Weisskopf, Johnny Miller's.
I'm old enough to know that too.
Yeah, well, we're
57.
not going to tell anybody that. So show me,
All right,
don't look, just set up to the ball
All right.
and show me where you think this end point is here. You're selling the torso out to help you.
I feel like I wanted the torso to start the swing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just right away.
right.
Do it again, a little bit further back. 1, 2, 3. Hey, that's it. Right?
Now that feels like more coil to me. It feels like I'm really.
Oh yeah, well there's
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah.
But the point is, I want you to feel like there's 2 reasons why this club that was nowhere near that wall. It's getting there for these 2 reasons. I, Jay, am not trying to keep the club out of here. I'm letting it go wherever the hell it wants to.
Okay.
And I'm getting most of the depth because I'm turning the out of my ribs.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All
let's see that. Just to practice halfway backer. Okay, you did it. So from there, okay, that's the end point. I want the club to then high point,
Yeah, I've been there in years.
but it's coming back toward you some. And then the club is actually going to come down, and if it came down and the club head came off or the shaft came off, I want it to hit you right there. So let's rehearse it a couple times. So we're going to go super in, high point, coming toward the neck. That's what it's going to feel like. In, up, and over a little. That's what it's going to feel like, a little. So you're going to try to come in, and you're going to try to let these elbows separate so I can see your underarms and go, look at Arid Extra Dry. 100% when you do your flop, look at, then your arms are like, you couldn't tell whether you had
Right.
hair on your arms or
All right.
you even had underarms. Way in and then nice and wide at the top. You see that cavity back in that club,
Right.
Jay? Imagine, look, hold it up in the air like this. Hold the club up in the air. Look at this. We're going to take some Betty Crocker lemon icing. Put it right there. Your job is to throw me right in this big mouth, some of that.
All
So
right.
this is pretty far in, right? Give me some Betty Crocker, show your underarms and hit it. Right? We know this is wrong, right? Because you're not on the line, so you should easily get to the line here. It just doesn't quite get deep enough, right? It's got to just be deeper than that. But does that look better? Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it still does that little thing at the top, but we fix. So you're going to take it inside of this pool noodle on the backswing, and then the pool noodle will be gone before you make a downswing. Go ahead and try one.
So inside.
Inside the pool noodle, but all chest first. Chest first, just a backswing, just a practice backswing, so you can feel where it is. Nope. Turn your chest more, hands more in, and then wide right elbow at the top. Wide, fly it like Nick Loss. There you go. All right, so miss this, fly the elbow. It won't be here when you make a downswing. Better.
It is better.
This is the key spot. That it's upside down on plane. Right there is the spot we're trying to get to. So that's the end point. That club is even more in right there, but it's got to be on plane right there. So now when the club comes down off of this, that's right by that little number, right? Which way is it going? See, this is the most important thing in the golf swing that nobody talks about. This track that club head took from the top to the end of the backswing. It went right toward your neck. So now the club is gonna get to this plane like this, like it's nothing. Now, here's the thing. You used to have to manipulate it to there. It should have just flopped back the other way.
Right.
You're just too good a player to do that. you're so used to getting it under, it still gets under, and it's over there, but we'll fix that. But I mean, that was a humongous improvement. And one of the things you'll feel, you know, like people report this to me in this particular lesson, is all of a sudden contact feels better. Feels like it's more in the middle.
There's two that felt, yeah.
Yeah, more in the middle of the club. Go ahead. Good grip. I'm just going to catch you now. I'm just going to catch you. Don't take me out now.
Sorry.
The first thing you learn in golf teaching.
Watch out.
You might get hit. See, I think this right elbow bends a little too loose, too soon. If the arm would have been long and you would have made this takeaway thing you were doing, it'd have been really out.
All right.
So it's going to feel like, another way you could look at is backhanded me. So your arm is to me where I was to you with the ice. And look at this. It's going to feel like you're just backhanding somebody right upside the head right here. Because then you're going to see the arm's going to be, won't be stiff. You're not going to backhand the heck out of somebody if you straighten your arm or bend your arm. It's going to be some kind of soft. Then I'm trying to get this arm to go full wide because you were so much like that.
So think jack.
Big jack.
Think the flying elbow.
Big flying elbow. It's dramatic, right?
It looks better.
Oh, so watch this. We're going to put the two guys over the top of each other.
So much better at the top. It really does.
So here we are.
Now, do I keep going?
Here we are halfway back. Right? So that's the amount more in it is. I don't know. It's more than a foot. Probably 13, 14 inches more in, right? Now watch what's going to happen. These two are going to crisscross going to the top. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay? And it would have crisscrossed more if the one you just did would have been more flying elbow. Look at the difference in the elbows.
And oddly enough, I know.
Look at the difference.
Oddly enough, I feel like I'm more on top of the ball.
Well,
just those few swings.
You might be. The backhand thing is you would lead with that. You would get the in for free. And then all you're going to have to do is feel like it's across and wide at the top. Mm-hmm. This is where I want it. Look at that in the video. That's where I want it. It looks normal, right?
Right.
But it's going to feel like that for sure. There's no doubt.
And that's where the elbow comes in.
Yeah, but on this swing, I have one little request. I want you to do all of that stuff just like you did last time. Beautiful student. Hold your finish, and I'm going to come adjust that. Okay. That's where I want you to finish. Pose through it, go to the top. In a lot early, backhand, right? Wide elbows. Here's a downswing, coming down, coming down. So what has to happen now is the club has to get more over here on the through. Pretty close to visually, I would say, the last 16 inches at the top of this black part that's above my hand. And then partially to do that, this is going to be more level. Don't move, promise. Look right here in the camera, and look at your finish here. That looks better than
I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah, this is not anything you didn't do at some point. You added this stuff to make the ball go straight. Go ahead. It's gonna feel like your head's moving. Yeah, because we're keeping it from. Do it again. Move.
So don't keep your head here. Keep it.
Oh no! Just let it go. 50-yard wedge backswing all the way to the finish. Stomach up keeps you from falling. So low here, low through, high at the end. Usually all the water runs out of your right ear.
Yeah.
So no, I'm going to do the low, and I'm going to let my head kind of swivel to help me do the low. And then when I do the up, I'm going to really chest up and face as level as you kind of think you can without giggling. And that's your back end of your new backswing, right? So show me the in, just the in first. In, so you're showing your buddies. This is what Manzella showed me. Very in, wide Jack Nicklaus elbows at the top. Very in, Jack Nicklaus elbows at the top. Then I got to come out low through the ball. I got to come low to the corner of the screen.
All right.
Right.
I felt like I was doing it.
Right, I know, but I'm just reiterating.
So low,
then high,
and
then high, and high.
All right.
All right.
All right. Slow mo, not hitting the ball. Right?
Fine. Yep. low to high. There you go. Let's see it. Other backswing was better. Right? The other backswing was better. Now, if I
So I got to really exaggerate that.
oh, you can't even imagine. So now watch this.
I can't do
So
it
this
enough.
is the, if this is the, I like that. Come on, Nicholas. Could be higher, right? I'll give you a little drill for that. All right, now you got to come out on this red line. Not bad, right? Not bad, but it could be lower.
Does my lower body feel like it's inactive, or does it feel like it's? Well, I know we're working on positions, but do I need to get more?
Well, no. What you need
Okay,
to do
that's
is
not
your
the most
right
important.
shoulder of all the major joints in your body, your right shoulder was here. All right, see that?
Right.
See where my right shoulder is?
Right, right.
Like, come over here and put your finger right there, but not on me. Right, so here was your right shoulder on the way to this finish, right? With your hand close to the screen. Here's McIlroy's right shoulder right there.
So more.
Oh yeah, it's further forward and miles further leftward. So you're trying to put your hands over here on top of this little building.
Got it.
You can't worry about all of this. You just gotta go.
I need to exit more
You
left.
gotta, ridiculously.
Like, can't do it enough.
No chance. See how much higher it could be?
Right.
I'd like to see this right arm, right, the elbow right there. So the arms would look like that. That would be our goal. It's not that far from there, but it's right. Now, can you imagine you hit the line? That's pretty good. You exited pretty low. Now you didn't straighten up
All right.
and get the the Hogan look. In general, right? If these are the arms I want for the backswing, and they are, right? So this is you and just a little more, right? But you got to realize that you're more than half of the way there. So it's a beautiful job. If, let's say I'm right, and that's your right arm, left arm, top of the backswing ideal, then on the through, after you're on the good exit, that's a 10 out of 10 exit.
All right.
When you straighten up your torso, your right side band, and your head, I want the right arm on this line and the left arm on that. So you see how low that is relative to the.
All right.
So if I pull somebody, let's say like McIlroy here, left arm, right arm, like I say, left. If he, right, there's his right arm, replace the left arm, right? So if he does some weird stuff with his elbows, but there's his left arm and there's his right arm, right? So it's low here, just like you were doing, look, it's
Right.
low there. But then as he straightens up, right, he's every bit bent over as you here on the exit.
Okay.
Where you were. But watch how he lets that, otherwise he'd blow his freaking back. All right, see how right now you're on that end point. See how your left elbow is lower than your right elbow. But really, to your torso, they look pretty level, right? All right, now, keep going to the top and see if you can keep this higher than this. That's the feeling. And the more this is down, the easier it is to get that up.
So feel like the elbows.
The right
Oh,
elbow's
yeah.
always higher than the left.
Do I want to feel like this is connected a little bit?
No, definitely not. No, because look, if this
No,
is
just
where
just the initial takeaway.
no, because good question though. Because if I wanted to do this, I'm dribbling this basketball against this wall. That's
Right.
pretty much it. Then I wouldn't want to go like this.
don't
And
wanna
then I would
connect.
have to do that. No, just dribble the damn thing. Just go in and then make a little, when you dribble and make a little curve.
All right.
But you got to sell that right arm out. Get it away from you. Keep it away from you. Exit pretty. Inside of the noodle. Nicholas at the top. Watch this top of the backswing. Looking for a flying elbow. We're looking for a flying elbow.
I know.
Okay, you know what? Not that bad. Could be higher. I think it was wide enough. Needs to be higher hands. There you go. Wonderful.
Across the line.
See, here's the thing. You're applying this new stuff to feel that's probably still there from the old stuff. And you really are trying to make it go that way, but the other stuff's still in there. But it's going to feel, inside of this thing, by the way, and then up, way high, way wide. So there's this thing on the internet now called Swing Your Swing. Just go ahead, Jay, and swing your swing. And you know exactly what you're going to do?
The
exact
same
same thing.
result.
You didn't come out of your mama swinging the way you showed up here today. You busted your ass to do that. It's just one of those things. You could just make yourself do the backswing.
Yeah.
Just wide like this. And then the through, to me, is easier. If you knew what the club had to do, or couldn't do down by the ball, let's say, couldn't do, I think you'd be fine. If this thing were here, like this, it's really not anywhere near it. You should not hit it, should almost hit it on the backswing, and absolutely not hit it on the downswing because you got to swing to the corner of the, put your right hand on that club, young man. Put your right hand. Hey, you got to get to here. If you get to here, I think you're going to get to the finish. I just wanted to show you, if you don't hit this, you're not putting up any nines. And the closer you get this to the angle of the shaft, like if I did this, so let's just say you had 2 weeks from now, you've hit a few buckets of balls. You should be able to do the same backswing, because Nicholas hit a cut, right? So here's Nicholas. Watch how crazy my arms are going to be at the top right here. That's why my path was the opposite of the path of the last swing of yours, because I was exaggerating, right? Went 5 the other way. Let's make a couple more good ones where you do the backswing, because I'm pretty confident if you keep in mind that that was a towel, right? You got 3 things to do on the downswing. Don't hit that noodle or towel as close as you want to get it to this.
Okay.
But the through is just keep the club out here so it wouldn't hit the noodle, so that it's a shortcut to this spot, and then I can look pretty at the finish. That's it. But the backswing is the boss right now. Super in, super wide, and this will be the highest you got your hands the whole time. The highest. Yes. You're gonna lift, I'm gonna push, and I'm gonna let go in the downswing. Normal speed, okay? First of all, best takeaway. That's much more like the top.
Am I extending also?
Well, yeah. So look at this, right? So this is me and you.
Yeah.
And this is
That's
the
what I
last,
felt like
last you,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So watch the difference of the two. I'm pushing your hips this way because you tend to back them in. So if I drew a line here on this right hip, I'm trying to get more this way, right? So watch. See, I get a bigger gap right away, but your head really hadn't moved any further to the right. Now this upper body, the very upper body, is less away from the target than this is. See, yeah, this is leaning more this way, right? This is leaning more this way. This is easier to do the downswing from. See, even here, even though I've let you go, look how much you can tell you're a little bit taller. So now watch the down the lines of the same one. This is better, right? It doesn't even look the same. It's like, this is a good 4 or 5 inches further in right here without being flatter per se, right? And then at the top, club's getting in a better spot. Look at the finish. Even the finish is a little less. So yes, to answer your question, you need a little bit of this, like a
right.
Hips going this,
like a reverse C almost.
Well, Colin Montgomery, hips went this way, upper body went that way, because that's going to not only help you reach for the sky. Nicholas did it, right? But it's going to open up that exit ridiculous amount, because your hip's not going to be in the way. In other words, what you were doing, Jay, is you were kind of like that was so you would swing your hips around like this. You couldn't swing over there, the hips were in the way. But now you move the hips. Now you're going to have this freedom to exit correctly, and you're in business. All right, so watch this now. Downswing has to be on top of this. Can't hit the noodle.
Has to be on top of it?
On that side of it. The downswing, not the backswing.
Right.
So this is what I'm going to do. Look at me. I'm going to be like a little cross guard. I'm going to let you make your backswing.
And you're going to drop it?
Then I'm going to drop it.
All right.
Nick lost, babes.
Oh, that felt good.
Yeah, because now the path was 3.6 instead of 9.6. Higher, more Nicholas. So it's going to feel like you make this, look, you make this backswing, which you're doing pretty good imitation of. Try to feel it's more across. And then the downswing is like a cut downswing. Yeah. Kind of like a pull cut.
All right.
This is what you're going to look for when you video your swing, right? Because you'll know the backswing, right? You just got 2 things, right? I got to turn like a madman, right? Now you got the little more of this, right? More of this than less of that. Okay.
Little Colin, little Nicholas.
Yes. Now watch. In enough here, up enough there. Really good. Could be club head could be like 3 more inches toward across. I'll take it. Now the downswing needs to be more
flippy.
Outside, it needs to be more outside feeling on the downswing, like this. Wide here, in, wide, and then slam all of this like that. See, like it's going to feel like this. Because you were going this way earlier, right?
Right.
When you hit
Side
this,
bend, yeah.
you'd have been like this. And I want you to feel like you're turning your whole body in this wall, because to do that, then you could reach this spot better, and then you'll be more level at the finish, and that'll take the inside out of it. Here, there. See, at the corner of the shoe. If you made a 0-path swing, you'd hit them both. And that's Nerf, so it can go anywhere.
Is that in the right spot? Okay.
That ball is perfect.
All right.
Your job is to really Nicholas the backswing and hit both balls. Okay, one more together. Get another ball. I'm going to help you this time. Backswing
right.
and downswing. Okay. Look what we did. Swing direction 0. So that's it. This is your homework project right here. I'll send you this swing. I'll video it for you. So there's in enough, Nicholas enough for me now. What I did different, right? Because I was busting my ass. Because I pushed you like a bad man. I pushed you this way, right? To get more Montgomery. See, now you're basically straight up and down right now. Got it?
That's it.
Instead of right leaning so much. Then I switched my hands around and pulled you around this way, which the club never got below plane. See, it never got below plane. And it exited like a champ. That's how you played as good as you did when you played your best. Mm-hmm. And then the finish would have been fine if you would have been knowing what I was going to do with you. At the end of the day, you get a 10 for doing such a great job.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks so much for
coming out. I
really
really appreciate it. Yeah.
I think this will help a bunch. Send me swings anytime.
I will. I appreciate you. Thanks,
champion
guys.
right there, the champion of the world. Good players will always tell you they would rather be in a bunker than any place else under pressure. And why the hell is that? Because when you're in the bunker, you 100% have a decent amount margin for error. All there is to hitting a sand shot, because you're trying to move the ball with the sand, is imagine a line behind the ball about the width of a club head, which is about 4 inches. I remember being a kid reading magazines and it would say 2 inches. Maybe if you're Phil Mickelson or something, or you're trying to be Tiger Woods hitting a ball that spins back at you 100 miles an hour. But that width of the club head is pretty good rule of thumb. Now, a basic bunker shot gets you a club with a lot of bounce and a lot of flange, and just set this, hit the sand line 90 degrees to where you want the ball to go. In this case, that would be pretty far left of the pin. But if I just stood there and did like a 60-yard wedge swing and hit somewhere near my line, I was really kind of 2 inches behind the line. Even with the square face, it's a reasonable shot. But at some point, you're going to want to stop the ball faster, or you're going to want to not dig as much. And you're going to have to learn to play an open face bunker shot. And I know that the cool thing these days is, hey, we're going to draw the bunker shot like the tour players. Well, good luck with that one, because this is much easier what I'm going to explain to you. So we got that same setup that I would say 20 feet left of the pin. This is about a 45, 50 foot, maybe 45 feet sand shot right here to this practice green. So I'm going to set up to this alignment 20 feet to the left, and this hit the ground line that I have 4 inches behind the ball. I'm going to extend that, and I'm going to basically straddle that line, because if I wanted to just get paid for hitting this line, I'd have it right between my feet. And I could put on a little clinic for you, aiming at a spot and taking it off. As you saw a second ago, if I had a square face and I did everything else good, the ball would go 20 feet to the left of the target. But I want it to go over there to the right. So I'm going to open the club. Now, I can open it 2 ways. I can open it by turning it open and then gripping it, which I never really liked, maybe on really short little bunker shots, because what you would have to do is still use your hands and release it, so to speak, square it up the same way, just to have it the open that you gripped it. What I like to do is take my normal grip and then just turn my arms open. If I was trying to hit a cut shot on the golf course, I'd have my normal grip and I would just try to present an open face to the path. So here I am, got my setup to the line, turn my arms to the right. I see how open the face is. I see the spot. And you want to find a way on the backswing to make a direct route to this spot. Not accidentally take it inside and run into the sand on the way to that line. No, you're getting paid not to lift this ball over this lip, not to hit the ball at all, but to hit the sand on the way down with this club with the face open. So I'm looking at my spot. I'm figuring a little outside and up. I'm going to take it to the sand. And the trick is to open your body enough to help you torque it, open enough to keep it almost the same amount open all the way through the shot. Let's see if I got it here. Look at my spot, look at my club. How hard do I swing to make that ball go the right distance and hit that spot with the open? So ball went somewhere between my aim and the target. I felt like I closed the face a little bit extra. The good thing about having the line 90 to where you want to set up to, you can just move back on the line. And the easy thing to do is to start aiming left of the line you drew, but target's a little further to the right. That line's more in the middle of my feet, definitely inside of my feet. Getting a little closer to the pin. Good shot, but the point is, I don't know why anybody would think the easiest way to do this is to have your lines, do your setup, and swing inside out and try to draw it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, they say, well, the tour players say, if you do that, the ball will roll better. I've had no problem getting up and down out of bunkers my whole career thinking that the ball is going to crab a little to the right when it hits. Had a little extra spin there to try to make the ball crab to the right, even though it was a little right of the target. So don't be afraid to start your practice session all 90 degrees to where you're swinging, square face, hit the line a few times, get the ball going where you're aiming, and then open the face either by turning your arms open or opening the face or some combination of a little bit opening your hands and a little bit of that. I do that when I'm hitting a short shot, and I think you're going to be very surprised. Bunker shots are nothing to be feared. You could be thinking, you know, I'm going to get this puppy up and down and win my match. I think I can make that one. I'm here with my buddy Connor Cate, assistant pro at English Turn. And Connor, before your time, there was a couple of very famous tee shots hit on this hole. The first one was none other than John Daly. So on Daly's first year on tour, 1991, the year he goes up, 8th alternate, crooked stick, wins the PGA, right? Crazy fans hooping and hollering. He comes to this hole not realizing that he had been told on by a very loud Italian boy from Chalmette before he ever got here. I had convinced all the people at City Park driving range when they would come in there at 3 o'clock that there was nothing like this guy Daly. They're all standing right here, just like you're walking up there. And I think Daly is a lot street smart guy than you think, right? Kind of because what he did was he kind of looked around and everybody was like stone quiet. And he went, okay, y'all are here for the show? He gave him the show. He hit it, just a guess, 355, 360 in the air with the little driver and the old ball. Great house, got TrackMan running right here. Just give us a good one. You would, you know, you take a crack at this one downwind, right? And try to put a little extra on it, get up there and make the second shot a lot easier. And you made a good pass at it, kind of little heel cut, right? Just a little teeny weeny, 110 miles an hour, 158 ball speed, you know, no practice swings, pretty good, zero path, just a little open face, right? So the thing that I would have you do, and I'm gonna try to do here real quick, there's sort of a thing about this hole that I think makes it a little unique on this golf course. Nicklaus designed this golf course basically to hit fades all the way around the golf course, give him another chance at winning. The basic thing right here that I try to do is I try to make sure I don't aim too far left. So I stand here and I go, well, my normal shot's a little fade. I would play it probably, you know, left of the bunker and left of the gray building right there and hit my little cut. But when I want to hit it harder, I aim a little further to the right. I make a little longer backswing, more turn than I normally do. And then the trick, when you get up there and you get that turn, try to hold the turn a little bit into the beginning of the transition. And that should help you not fade it back in the waist area. Here we go. Little to the right, but I hit it pretty good. For an old man, that's about 265, probably downwind. It's nice to have some wind. 256.8 for the old man. So, little extra turn of that rib cage. I crank this rib cage. It's a backswing. Right? Crank it around all the way to the top, and then hold that a little bit into the downswing. Blast that sucker. That is tremendously different than the first one, right? 167 ball speed, a little more inside out, right? That's the big thing there. So the ball winds up going a little left. But if you knew that when you did that, right, the ball would draw plenty, you could start it over to Pampas, hit yours tee shot that they're talking about 99 years from now. Cool. Perfect job. Perfect.